So I see him coming back at some point. I mean, guys like Bret Hart. We've had the Ultimate Warrior, who was on terrible terms with WWE for the longest time, is coming back to WWE this year at WrestleMania. And we'll close out on this note. One quick question for you. And it was also announced yesterday that Linda McMahon, of all people, I guess, will be inducting Ultimate Warrior in the Hall of Fame. Why? I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
Hulk Hogan makes the most sense, but they obviously have animosity between them. CM Punk was rumored at one point. He left. I think there's better choices than Linda McMahon. I don't know why Linda, but whatever. I think that's Ultimate Warrior's choice. But speaking of the Hall of Fame, as of right now, we've got the Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake Roberts, Lita, and Paul Bearer. So right now we've got a great class, almost as good as last year's, a very well-rounded class. Do you see anyone else being added in the last few weeks before WrestleMania?
I see Scott Hall again.
Scott Hall, yeah.
Possibly the NWO faction again.
Yeah, especially with Hogan back.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that happening too. I don't know. I think Scott Hall's worthy of being on his own, but I don't know. I don't think Kevin Nash. I don't know. I think NWO as a group should go in, and if they're gonna do NWO as a group, I think they should just might as well do that as opposed to just doing Kevin Nash next year. You know what I mean? And then Scott Hall this year or whatever. Just do it all together, like you said.
Yeah.
But I think that might be just one of the top billings. You know what I mean? But with already Jake going in and we've got Warrior, I don't know if it would get the top billing it deserves. So, I don't know.
Or they could also throw in Owen Hart, possibly.
Owen Hart,
who has also had troubles.
Yeah,
since his
legal
troubles
Macho
with his
Man,
family.
Same thing, yeah. Not legal troubles, but the family doesn't want to.
The family doesn't, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
But maybe since Brett finally got inducted and they kind of like...
He's got to give it time.
Yeah, but... Yeah.
What about celebrity? Because we always
have a celebrity. I'm trying to
think. The last few years. The only person that comes to mind that's been rumored is Mr. T, which makes sense because he was involved in the first WrestleMania, you know? So I'd be fine with that. Donald Trump, a lot of people are crapping on that. I don't think that was that bad, honestly. He was involved in a few WrestleManias. Yeah. He helped them out with like WrestleMania 4 and 5.
Yeah, 4 and 5. His own,
exactly.
Own hotel or wherever it was.
Yeah, his own, the own arena, yeah. So that made sense.
And then he was at WrestMania 23.
Yeah. So, and he also bought Raw that one time.
Yeah.
That one angle that no one remembers.
Oh, yeah. When they had the money coming down from the ceiling.
Yeah, then he was only owner of Raw for like 7 days. But yeah, Mr. T I would be fine with. Cyndi Lauper I know is rumored at one point too. That'd be great.
She was WrestleMania 1 too.
Yeah, WrestleMania 1 with WrestleMania 30. I think that'd be perfect. Who else? Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, he was. She was tied in with Captain Albano. All that kind of stuff.
Pete Rose is in there already, right?
Pete Rose is already in there. He was inducted.
Yeah, he's in the WWE.
It's actually very funny that you mentioned that because the whole reason why Mr. T didn't go in initially, because they asked him to go in, I think maybe 10 years ago. Pete Rose went in with the WrestleMania 20 class in 2004, and Mr. T turned it down because he heard that Pete Rose is in there, so he didn't want to go in. I just found that out just recently. I thought that was interesting. So I guess if they want to work out a deal with him, they're going to work it out. 10 years later, I guess he's willing to go in now.
I would love to see Mr. T in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. I think he gets some good media attention, too. So I look forward to that, but
I don't know. I think this is gonna be a big WrestleMania, but it's me.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
I feel like all the 10 years, like WrestleMania 1, they had like the big star.
Yep.
10 with Bret Hart winning, 20 with Benoit, Eddie
and
Guerrero,
then with Daniel Bryan
beating like Kurt Angle, beating Batista. No, I don't think he fought Batista. He fought Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Yep.
And now they're gonna have Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan kind of take the next decade into the
Roman
future.
Reigns in there too.
Yep.
So I look forward to it. Yeah. And one last thing on the Hall of Fame thing too. What are your thoughts on the fact that they might induct the WrestleMania 1 main event? I know there are rumors of that happening with Mr. T and Hogan taking on Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, and 4 of those guys are already in the Hall of Fame. Is it just me, or do you think that inducting a match in the Hall of Fame at this point is kind of stupid when there's a whole list?
Yeah, I was going to say that you could easily. I feel like you can't really do that because I feel like there's so many matches that you could obviously induct in the Hall of Fame. But like, if they ever actually like make their own kind of like official Hall of Fame, maybe have like their own wing of like matches, like best match of all time.
Exactly.
There's so many you could put in there.
Exactly, like an actual Hall of Fame. Yeah. Hopefully they do that at some point. I know it's been rumored. So.